Has there ever been a time in your life where you really wanted to accomplish something, a goal, and maybe the people around you didn't believe that you could do it? Perhaps they did not believe in your skills or your abilities or your talents. But what did it make you do? It made you work that much harder. Why? To prove them wrong. But more importantly, to prove to yourself that you could do it. So shout out to you for not giving up and continuing to pursue your dreams. The same thing can be said about our Baltimore Ravens this season. From heretofore, we've heard all of the negative rumors circling about our team that, oh, the Baltimore Ravens are the team to fear during the regular season, but make it to the postseason and they are absent, non-existent. They just can't get the job done. They fail in big moments. But this year is going to be different. It has to be. And so there are a few things that I think we can focus on this year to really get us over what has been causing us to remain stagnant. So let's take a look, and let's start with Lamar Jackson. Despite all of these impressive stats from last year, passing for over 4,000 yards, 41 passing touchdowns with only 4 interceptions, over 900 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, finishing the season with over 5,000 total yards and 45 touchdowns. Those are remarkable stats. I mean, Lamar Jackson last year was breaking almost every record known to man for an NFL quarterback. But then what happened? You know what happened. We fell short. We came up short against the Buffalo Bills. But this year, it's not so much about all of the records that Lamar Jackson is going to break, because I know he's going to break so many. We're going to watch game after game and see him continue that streak of just being so dominant, so amazing. But it's about more this year, so much more. It's about developing those things that have continued to hold us back. Number one, for me, is ball security. We've got to eliminate the fumbles. And some of them have been the result of bad snaps from our center, Tyler Linderbaum, but other times it's just a matter of we need to protect the ball better. And I know we can do a better job at that. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to see us in a situation where we have dug ourselves into a hole and now we're trying to claw our way out at the last second, and maybe the time clock expires and we just fall short again. So those are some things that we can clean up, right? That we can do to become the team that wins it all this year. Another thing that I'd like to see Lamar do is to become more vocal. We've seen it over the last couple of years in terms of his leadership, but this year, take it to the next level, because we are going to need Lamar to stand up to John Harbaugh, or even if it's Coach Todd Monken, whoever it is, when the decision is made and it doesn't make sense. If a decision is made for a particular play that really doesn't put us in the best position to succeed, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to try this trick play and toss it to our guard or our tackle and expect us to punch it into the end zone when we have Derrick Henry here. Now we have the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. No, we have plenty of weapons to use. So we're not going to try and get cute, but Lamar is going to have to stand up and speak up. And I know that he will this year. I believe it, because what we're doing is we're continuing to waste years if we don't. And I don't want to see us continue to make the same mistake over and over and think that we're going to have a different result. And so for that narrative of Lamar Jackson can't be the leader in big moments, he can't step up and help his team and will his team to victory, we're putting that to bed this year. Because if not for the heroics of Lamar in the Buffalo Bills game last year, we would not have even stood a chance. We fought. And we were led by our valiant leader, Lamar Jackson, but it was just too much of a deficit for us to overcome, especially when some of the play calls were really questionable. Another narrative surrounding one of our guys is none other than Mark Andrews. We know, we've heard it all and we've seen it. And truth be told, the stats are what they are. Last year in the regular season, he put up 11 touchdowns. In 2023, he had 6 touchdowns. In 22, 5 touchdowns. And in 2021, he had 9 touchdowns. And how many has he made in the playoffs? That many. None. So this year, let's crush that narrative that Mark Andrews is Lamar's security blanket, he's the go-to guy. He's Lamar's reliability piece during the regular season, but we can just, all but believe that nothing is going to happen with Mark Andrews in terms of putting points on the board in the postseason, because all of that stops now. We know that with 48 touchdowns over his entire career, Mark Andrews is the Ravens franchise touchdown leader. But now we need to see you show up. Show up in the big moments on the big stage in the postseason. So treat this season as your practice run. But don't forget who you are and what you can do and how far you've come when it comes time for the Ravens to enter into the playoffs. Another one that has a narrative around him, Daniel Falele. Daniel, yeah, that's right. I'm talking to him like we're on first name basis. Listen, Daniel, don't let it be said about you this year that you are a mammoth of a man. You are 6'8", upwards of 270 pounds, but yet you can't move your feet. You can't hold your own. Stand up to those D linemen. Push those D linemen back. Show them who you are. Exert your power and your dominance this year. We're ready to see it. We believe you can do it. At least we hope you can, because we need you out there to protect Lamar Jackson. Now let's talk a little bit about our defense. So one name that immediately comes to mind is Roquan Smith. The rumors, the buzz that we hear about him is that, Roquan Smith is your absolute cheerleader. He's going to get the team riled up when it's time before the game. But then on the field, he's not been that player that we know he can be, that dominant player, at least in the last couple of seasons. Roquan, we're asking a lot of you this year, and rightfully so. Be that linebacking leader. Coin that. Be that linebacking leader that we need you to be this year, especially with all of the young talent that's around you. Show them how it's done. Show them how to protect the middle of the field. Show them how to stop the run effectively, efficiently, consistently. Drop into coverage and be effective there if necessary. Okay, well, I got it ahead of myself because we all know that Roquan Smith is just not a good cover linebacker, but this year we might need him to do that. And my point is, which I think you get it, is that we need to see much more from Roquan this year than we did last year. Return to form that 2 or 3 seasons ago when we saw you and these offenses were scared, right, to come on the field and look you in the eyes because you were just that dominating. That's what I want to see from Roquan. Now, this next one is not a particular player, but rather an entire group. It's our defense as a whole. You know what we've been saying about the defense, or at least some of us have been saying about the defense. You can't generate turnovers in the postseason now, can you? And the road to the postseason starts on Sunday night against the Bills. If you can do it consistently during the regular season, it will translate into the postseason. Generating turnovers, getting interceptions, tackle for loss. We need to see more of that. Forced fumbles. Get after the quarterback. Yes, and I am going to include Odafe Owe in the conversation. Don't just have a 10-sack season last year and fall off the bandwagon this year. Kyle Van Noy is a year older. We're going to have to rotate him. Insert Mike Green. We expect a lot from him. We have high expectations from Mike. And we know that if we don't cause pressure up front, that front, Nnamdi Madubuike, Travis Jones, we need everybody to help us so that you can take some of the pressure off the back end. But your secondary, we have to show up. We have to be able to generate those turnovers, get those interceptions. Don't let it just slip through your hands. Nate Wiggins had his fair share of them last year. Kyle Hamilton could have gotten a couple more interceptions. So generate those turnovers. Start now, week 1, and continue. Build up that momentum so that when you are in the postseason, when you're in the playoffs, it's second nature because you've practiced it all season long and now it's routine. And the last point I will make is about John Harbaugh. It doesn't matter where you fall on the he should be our coach, he should not be our coach. He is. We extended him this offseason. It is what it is. I don't expect to see a lot of things different from him than what we've seen the last how many years? I think there's still going to be moments of extreme frustration, things that he does, calls that he makes, challenges, game clock management, all of those things that we have grown accustomed to kind of like yelling at our TV screen or whatever device you're using, kind of being annoyed with some of the calls that John Harbaugh tends to make. Okay, I don't think it's going to be that much different. But where I think we kind of help ourselves is for our players to really speak up. It's for our players to get together, to really understand the strengths of this team, the weaknesses, and you continue to play to your strengths. You do not allow situations to impact who you are as a team. And that starts with the players if it doesn't start with the head coach. When we want to deviate from the run game, which is our bread and butter, and that's not to say, obviously, I showed you the stats for Lamar Jackson. That's not to say our passing game is, non-existent. No, absolutely not. Lamar Jackson is an incredible passer. And now we've got more weapons. Rashad Bateman came back last year, did an amazing job, had a great season. Zay Flowers now entering his 3rd year, much more seasoned, much more acclimated to the game. The game is going to slow down for him. It's going to come to him and he's going to continue to improve. And now we've got DeAndre Hopkins, a veteran who knows how to make plays. But you can have all of that, and that's wonderful. But if your head coach wants to tell you, let's go here when we know we need to go there, then it's going to be up to the players, up to the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and even the position coaches to really start to challenge the methodology that has held us back so many times before. Well, family, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Again, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and join the family. And turn on your post notifications because you will see a lot more of me now that we're ready to start this season. Listen, with that, I'm going to say, I think the ceiling for the Ravens, 14-3. And I think the floor, the absolute bottom, would be 12-5. That's my floor. That's my ceiling. Let me know in the comments what's yours. But I will see you very soon. Take care, family.